We have a very volatile weather pattern ahead as we go into late January, but especially early February, with multiple winter storms with heavy snow, sleet, and freezing rain, but also on the warm side, significant severe weather that does loom as well. We're going to be walking you through the details of the weather forecast. So if you are new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And I would love to hit 120,000 subscribers by the end of the day, and you can help me get there simply by subscribing to the channel and following along with all my detailed, accurate weather breakdowns. We do 2-a-days on the channel, late morning, early afternoon, such as now, and then again in the evenings. So make sure to subscribe to the channel so you are updated on the latest weather information. Like the video, give it a thumbs up, and also share this video with friends, family, and on social media. I definitely appreciate it. Let's get into the weather forecast. Let's first talk temperatures. These are your highs as we go into this afternoon, and you can see up here across the western U.S. into the higher elevations, we're going to be seeing highs in the teens here and maybe some 20s out there. And outside of those areas, we're going to be seeing 30s, 40s. And then further to the south, we got 60s down here in Southern California, Southern Arizona, and New Mexico. A pretty nice day out there. Looking at the central United States, not too shabby. Up to the north across the Dakotas, Minnesota, Wisconsin, over to Michigan, we're going to be seeing highs in the mid-20s, 30s, the 32-degree line going all the way up into South Dakota and parts of western Iowa. Further south from there, we're above freezing into the 30s and 40s. And then across the eastern U.S. as we go into this afternoon, to the north, we're going to be seeing highs in the 20s and 30s, and then 40s, 50s, and 60s further to the south, especially near the Gulf Coast with the 60s and down into southern Georgia, South Carolina, and especially down into Florida. Now let's look at our weather pattern as far as temperatures go in through this work week. So this is Monday, January 27th, which is tomorrow, through Saturday, February 1st. We're going to be seeing a warming trend. We're going to be noticing a lot of warmer temperatures. You step out the door in the morning, going to be a little bit milder out there. If you come home from work, it's going to be a little bit milder out there than you're used to as well. But we have a cold pocket aloft of colder air down here across the desert Southwest. And that, my friends, is a new storm system that's going to be moving in across the Four Corners region and into West Texas as we start the work week. And this is bringing some beneficial rain and snow currently here to California, Southern California. These are the areas that have been significantly impacted by the wildfires. And as we look at the radar depiction, what it could look like as we go through the rest of the weekend here, we got some lighter rain, maybe some moderate pockets of showers, a couple thunderstorms down here across East Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. We got some rain and snow showers into central Southern California, including the foothill region as well. And then we move the needle as we go into Monday here. We definitely see the potential for more showers and thunderstorms near the Gulf Coast, but also down here in Southern California, some of that extending into Southern Nevada and into Arizona as well. As far as the thunderstorm outlook, the Storm Prediction Center's day one does not have any severe weather, but where you see these light green shaded areas into California, from East Texas up here into Southern Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, those are just your general garden variety thunderstorms that will be possible as we go through today. Then as we go into tomorrow, on Monday, you can see thunderstorm risks across Southern California into western Arizona and down here near New Orleans, Gulfport, and toward Mobile. So we'll be keeping an eye on that for some general thunderstorms as we go into the day on Monday. Let's look here as we go in through the rest of the week, because we got that storm system that's going to be kicking out here across the southern plains. This could be giving us some problems as far as precipitation, as this is going to lead to some heavy precipitation, but also the chance for severe weather by the middle of this work week. You can see by Wednesday, we got a lot of warm air advection coming off the western Gulf of Mexico. That's going to give us instability. Instability will give us thunderstorms. And if you have enough lift out there, severe weather will be possible here across parts of Texas on Wednesday. Cold air aloft across the Four Corners region could give us some snow. Places like Flagstaff here over toward Albuquerque, in New Mexico, up there toward Colorado on Wednesday. Then going into Thursday here, the system matures a little bit more. Heavy rain is going to be a risk there from Oklahoma into Texas, Arkansas, and Louisiana Thursday. Severe weather is also going to be possible there on Thursday as that colder air comes crashing in from the west. And then as we go into Friday to end the work week, we can see that system maturing as it moves up towards southwest Missouri as a 1,005 millibar low. Cold front severe weather set up potentially on Friday from Arkansas southward toward the Gulf Gulf Coast. Maybe a snowstorm across New Mexico, Colorado, and western Kansas. This could also include the Oklahoma and northern Texas panhandle as we go Thursday night, but into Friday, January 31st. As far as the severe weather is concerned, this is Wednesday into Wednesday night. We could be seeing that slight risk for severe weather, damaging winds, large hail, and a couple tornadoes here, mainly in west central Texas. And then as we go into Thursday night on the 30th here and into the 31st, we're going to be seeing that slight risk extending from areas just west of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, hugging the Red River Valley all the way south here toward places like San Antonio maybe as well into central Texas. So again, damaging winds here, large hail, and tornadoes will be possible. We'll refine these areas as we get closer over the next few days. The system's also going to be bringing some heavy rainfall. We could be seeing on the order of 2 to 4 inches here in a large chunk of Texas, Oklahoma, moving that eastward into southern Missouri, most of the state of Arkansas and Louisiana, over here into Mississippi, Alabama, western and middle Tennessee. Some of that could extend up into western Kentucky, downstate Illinois, and downstate Indiana as well. So a widespread area here of 2 to 4 inches worth of rain. And flash flooding could be a concern if we get repeated rounds of heavy rain over the same area day after day. Then on the cold side, we got some snow. This is mainly going to be for some mountainous areas of Arizona. I think Flagstaff could have a lot of snow here, Albuquerque and areas into Colorado, southern Utah, and then some of that kicking up into the Texas, Oklahoma panhandle of at least a couple inches of snow, and then up here into western Kansas. Those are the areas that we're really confined of seeing some snow as we go through the upcoming week. Now, as we turn into the new month, early February, let's take you through the first week. So for the first 7 days or so of February, you can see we're going to have the cold air at our disposal, not that far away. It's in the Pacific Northwest and southwestern Canada. That's where that trough is. And then the ridge across the south and southeast will promote milder temperatures during that first week of February. And you can see that on the temperature anomaly map. Here's the colder temperatures in blue, greens, and the deeper blues. That's really not that far away. Southwest Canada, and we could tap into some of that cold air into the Pacific Northwest and pull that down maybe into the Central Plains and the Midwest as we go into the first week of February. And our storm track will follow that temperature gradient too. So we're going to see low pressure systems develop in the Texas Panhandle, and they'll move northeast toward Wisconsin and Lake Michigan as we go through the first week of February. On the front end, we could see some heavy rain, some severe weather setups. On the back end, we're going to see colder air, so heavy snow, sleet, freezing rain will be of concern. And look at the majority of the lower 48 here, seeing a lot of green on the map. That's above normal precipitation, so a very active weather pattern as we turn the page into early February. And let's look at some of the model guidance. So this is the European model as we go from February 1st into the 2nd. You can see we're going to kick out that first storm. Here comes another one right on its heels. Pacific Northwest, heavy snow there on the 2nd. Then we start to see the potential of a snowstorm across the north here into the northern plains and into the upper Midwest like Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, northern Illinois, and up here into Michigan as we go into the 4th, 5th time frame of February. And then going beyond that, maybe an overrunning setup of some cold air and some warm air meeting up for an ice storm threat. You get some more deep cold air, you have a heavy snow setup, and our general storm track, again, will be from the Texas Panhandle up there toward Wisconsin and Lake Michigan, and that's where our heavy snowstorm setup will be in the first week there of February. The GFS model, really in agreement here. You can see the 1st and the 2nd, we kick out that first storm to the east. Could give us a little bit of heavy snow in the northeast. We'll keep an eye on that as we get closer, but then here's that snowstorm track across the north, potentially some snow there the 3rd into the 4th, and then a bigger system, an overrunning setup, maybe an ice storm. The GFS is a little bit further north than the European, so the placement of these exact features of who will see snow, who will see sleet, freezing rain, severe weather are all to be determined here, but the general idea is we get a very active weather pattern as we go into the first week of February. And any snow lovers out there in the upper Midwest that haven't seen a lot of snow this winter, well, your week is coming up. Early February is where we're going to look for the potential for some significant winter storms on the order of heavy snow, maybe some sleet and freezing rain in this as well from the Dakotas, southward to Nebraska, Minnesota, Iowa, over here to Wisconsin, northern Illinois, Michigan, and then into the northeast is a pretty good signal as well for some heavy snow, and that does include, by the way, the I-95 corridor, and then obviously the mountains out west, the Cascades, the Sierras, and the Rockies, seeing that as we go through early February. Then as we go into the second week of February, we pull that cold air down, similar to January. If you remember our Arctic outbreak we had, that could pull all cold air all the way south, potentially to the deep south, maybe not quite to the Gulf Coast, but definitely seeing some widespread Arctic air pushing in. And I think the coldest of the air will be up here toward Montana, Wyoming, and the Dakotas, and into the upper Midwest, but that will pull down the freezing line pretty far south, and that could give us more snow opportunities, and maybe just a touch further south and east this time into the second week of February, going up to the 15th time frame. And you can see places like Chicago, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, St. Louis, Kansas City, perhaps even Oklahoma City, Nashville, Raleigh. We could be seeing the potential of heavier snow further south, but also further east as we go into the second week of February. Well, make sure to subscribe to the channel and follow along with all of my detailed, accurate weather forecasts. We'll have another video out for you this evening, so make sure the post notifications are turned on for that video. Usually comes out between 8:30 p.m. Central Time and 9 p.m. Central Time, so be looking out for that. Otherwise, give a like down below. Like the video. I definitely appreciate it by giving it a thumbs up. Leave any comments, questions, and concerns below. We'll get to those after the video, and share this video with friends, family, and on social media. And I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their weekend out there.